Live is digital.
On digital, BBC Sounds, smart speaker and online.
This is BBC Radio 5 Live.
So how are you this morning? Good morning. The news came through late last night that President Donald Trump has been found not guilty in his impeachment trial.
The Senate, having tried Donald John Trump, President of the United States, upon 2 articles of impeachment exhibited against him by the House of Representatives, and 2/3 of the senators present not having found him guilty of the charges contained therein, it is therefore ordered and adjudged that the said Donald John Trump be, and he is hereby, acquitted of the charges in said articles.
Well, this came as no surprise. Senators who were voting yesterday were expected to do so on party lines, and the Republicans have a majority in that House. In November, Mr. Trump will be the first impeached president to go for re-election. Extraordinary times. Ksenija Pavlovic Mcateer is an independent White House correspondent, and a very good morning to you.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm very well. This is all extremely interesting. The third U.S. president to be impeached. The first to have a bipartisan Senate vote against him. But he remains hugely popular with his base, and he has a popularity rating of 49% as well. There are many people who love him, come what may.
Exactly, and Trump is going to use his acquittal against the Democrats for his re-election campaign, and from tomorrow on we are going to watch one very bitter, one nasty and vicious re-election campaign. He's going to tell to his base the following words, I assume. Do you think that they came for me? No, they're actually coming for you, and I was just in a way. And then he's going to say how the Democrats are treating his base as a bunch of deplorables. He's going to, remind them of 2016. He is going to say to them that they are treating them with disdain. And this is something that is going to resonate, in my view, very well with his potential supporters. And it's only going to further polarize the voter opinion in the United States.
Polarized? My goodness me, the divisions in American politics and in American society were never better illustrated than, first of all, Donald Trump failing to shake the hand of Nancy Pelosi, then after he had made his State of the Union address, standing behind him as she did, and ostentatiously ripping the speech up. It was extraordinary.
It was, and I don't know if you're now hearing the latest news. Before I went to bed last night, it came in that Gaetz is going to try to censure Speaker Pelosi because, in his view, she destroyed the official documents of the House, although it was a photocopy. So it is going to be very nasty, and revenge is already coming. And it's also tied to the testimony and the speech that Mitt Romney gave last night.
Yes, he was a Republican who went the other way, and he said he couldn't live with his conscience into the future, what he would tell his children and his grandchildren. It was a very interesting and significant move. It did not. He's been a long-term critic of Donald Trump, but it did not go down well with Donald Trump. Just finally, what about the Democrats? They had this farce in Iowa. They couldn't get the count right. And who have we got? We've got Joe Biden, we've got Elizabeth Warren, we've got Sanders, and we've got Buttigieg. I think Buttigieg won through in Iowa. He would be the first LBGT president, wouldn't he? But who's ahead? Who's going to be their nominee? Who's going to be running against President Trump in the presidential election?
Depends who you ask. If you ask the establishment, if you ask DNC, they want Joe Biden to be their nominee. However, this is not how people feel, and I'm afraid if DNC keeps pushing for Joe Biden, who now came fourth place in Iowa, they're going to lose for sure.
I'm going to push you, Ksenija. I'm going to absolutely push you. Who will it be? I want your prediction before we leave it.
I think that it should be Bernie Sanders by the popular vote and the movement that he has behind him. But I don't know if this is going to be the case, considering the opposition that he's getting from the party establishment of DNC. So maybe if Warren and Bernie Sanders unite their forces and maybe Pete come on board, the three of them could find some way to choose one candidate and put all their support behind that candidate and win against Trump. I don't see one single candidate that can win against Trump right now because they're fighting each other, and this is creating a lot of friction between their voters base. So that's a problem right now. And Trump is united.
Okay.
He's giving a victory speech in the morning. I don't know if you know about that. So it's going to gloat. It's open press. Can you imagine that? We have an open press event at the White House. So he is going to press forward. And while he's doing that, the Democrats are fighting, and that's not good.
And the fighting continues, Ksenija. Listen, thank you so much. Ksenija Pavlovic Mcateer, independent White House correspondent. It's 5 Live Breakfast. We do the day.